Hello everybody, welcome back. Today's video is a bit of a sad video. I had to break out the tools on the old Dillon today. I was out working in the shop, or in the out in my garage reloading some 223, and the Dillon jammed on me. Well, not jammed, but some things happened. And that's what today's video is how I fixed it and what happened. Stay tuned. Alright, now before I tell you what was going on with the Dillon, I just want to, for those of you who didn't know about my press, I got it secondhand. The gentleman that I got it from got it probably in the mid-90s, and I don't know how many thousands of brass he did on it. And I've easily done over 9,000 223 brass on this. I haven't had any problems except for today when I was reloading some 223. What was going on is I would come back, the bar right here, as I would go in, it would stick about right there, and the primer wouldn't go in. So I would have to manually push this in. For the primer, I don't know what you call that, the primer bar, I'd have to push it to go in. So I wanted to finish, I think I had 20 more primers in there, and I decided to tear it apart, and I'll show you what I did. First thing is make sure you don't have any primers in your tube. But the first thing is take off this tray. Then you're going to get an Allen wrench, and well, actually the second thing I guess you could say is this pickup tube, or this tube here, or this, I don't know what you call this, but this rod. Disengage it, set it up out of the way, and actually you can bring it out. So without that there, oh, I'm losing everybody here. So with that out of the way, I took my Allen wrench, and let me see if I can get a better shot. Alright, here we are. To give you guys an idea of where we are, we're looking underneath this primer pickup bar. There's two Allen heads here. We're going to take those out. They shouldn't be very tight. And this is going to take off, once you take these off, the whole priming tray, priming bar, whatever you call it, is going to come off. Oh, I guess I should have told you. You need to take off this little spring. See how that spring is right there? You just unhook that, bring it down, and slide it out of the way. Then you take out these cap screws. I just dropped that one. Now, before I take it off, I want to resituate and show you guys what it will look like. Alright, when you take those cap screws out, this whole assembly will come out. Actually, I had to lift up that arm. That will come out, set it aside, and then the primer pickup tube, or the pickup rod, get it better right here, that will just lift up out of the way, set it aside, and then you'll have a little bushing. There you go, there's a little bit better view. This little cap thing comes off, that plate. Now what I had going on was, let me get this, right in this area right here. Let's get you closer. Okay, what I had going on was in this area here, here's the ram itself, and then all along here, here and here, I had a bunch of gunpowder built up in there over the years. And then recently I put a little bit of oil in there, and then that gunpowder and that oil kind of made a mud, and then that mud made this primer bar, where is it? Made that primer bar kind of sticky so it wouldn't slide on this surface. So what I did was I took some alcohol, wiped this down pretty good, wiped down the plate real good with alcohol, stuck it back to where it needed to be. Then I cleaned off the bar real good, put it back where it needed to be. And now the other thing what you need to do is I'll situate again and show you what else was going on. Alright, what we got here now is back, this little metal tin piece has got to come off. So I just took a Allen wrench again, loosen that up. And then you should be able just to slide that out of the way. And then I had a bunch of white, like corrosion on this surface here. You can still see it a little bit, and on the underside of this tin. So what you do is you flip this upside down, and you got it back in, and you get that white piece out. Now from here, I also took some alcohol and cleaned out this hole, wiped off that white plastic piece, and I put a little bit of grease, automotive grease, on that tip. Put it back in, tighten it down. There you go. Now let's go put everything back together. Oh, before we put it back together, on the bottom side, on the bottom side, this also had a bunch of caked on gunpowder and residue. So I cleaned all this off and lightly oil it. Whoops. Dillon recommends 30 weight oil. I don't know if you can see that, but I just used a little bit of 3-in-1 oil, and I'll show you what I did when we put it back together. Alright, here we are to put it back together. Just use a little bit of 3-in-1 oil, put it on top of that bar, just a little bit, and a little bit on that plate. And now, what helped me is I bring the ram all the way down and I let that center up the best as possible right there. Then I grab the whole priming tube unit, slide that into place, put the two cap screws just finger tight for right now, get everything aligned. It's not going to align. All of the plates in the way. Let me just bring it up now. There we go. That bottom plate was shifted and it wouldn't let it go in. It's still not wanting it to go in. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. That one's going. that one's going. Now again, while it's loose, I'm going to bring down the ram just to center this up, even though that's what this does here. This helps get it this way, but I wanted to get it centered this way. Tightening these up. Not real tight, just snug. Bring the spring, put it back on. Now the next final thing is the rod. I put a little bit of automotive grease on the end of that. Slide it back up here in the hole. I don't know if you could see that, but let's see if we can zoom out. There we go. Activate this up a little bit. Slide this back. Put the rod in. There we go. And then I put a little bit of oil on the ram. Just a little bit. But I haven't really done maintenance to this thing. And that's my bad. And cycle it a few times. But look at that. Nice and easy. Now let's put some primers in and let's see how we did. Alright, I got some primers loaded up. Here's some 223 brass. Oh, that one's already been done. Let's load a couple, see how it does. I think that's going to work good. Haven't had any issues. That rod's coming back nice. It's going back nice. Got a primer in there. Let's see what they look like. Yeah, put the primer in there really good. So I think that was a success. Alright everybody, thanks for stopping by and watching me do some maintenance on the old Dillon today. Hopefully you guys learned something. I know I sure did. I should tear that apart more often, but for almost, what, 25 years old, that's the first time that I know of it's been done, so not too bad for a Dillon. And anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thumbs up, share, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.